but I think I've asked it out of frustration. Like, gosh, really? Am I ever gonna be good enough?
Wow.
That way.
It's your last one, man.
Oh, it ain't.
You got to start.
This ain't your last one, is it? You're done after this week.
You got to
This is
start
it.
and finish
I
it.
move tomorrow.
So you want me?
Oh, you thought I had another week?
I did. I think because yeah.
Today's the last one, man. Oh, dude.
Said, bro.
I'm so sorry.
I thought I had another week with you. So.
You're forgiven.
I'm sorry, buddy.
That's why I told him, man. Quit his job right now.
This is the face I have right now.
Shut up, camera.
Which camera?
Yours.
Oh, right here.
Welcome back to another podcast, guys. I don't know what episode this is anymore, but welcome back to Creative
What is it,
Culture.
You want me to
27?
check real quick?
I think it's like 27, no?
27? Bro, almost 30? That's crazy. So that means 27 weeks straight. We've been going for 6 months, Nemo.
6?
6 months.
Wow.
Half a year. Well, welcome back to another episode, guys. We hopefully got some good content for you guys today. There's this thought we wanted to talk about just a little bit for my last show, The Last Dance.
For now, hey, it's just your little hiatus.
The Last Dance for the summer.
Shout out to 643 subs, by the way.
Yeah, that's sick.
I'm on our thing right here.
If it's your first time here, my name is Aaron, and I'm with my buddies, my best friends to my left, or maybe to your right on the screen. You want to introduce yourselves?
Yes, my name is Joey. I'm Aaron's best friend. Oh, sorry.
My name is Nehemiah or Nemo, which I usually go by.
Nemo.
And I am Aaron's other best friend.
Yep. The boys.
I'm the only fish he is allowed to have.
Only fish. You guys ready to jump into this?
Yes, go.
So,
I was pulling up the notes.
yeah, I was thinking about it yesterday. I was driving back from Tahoe.
How was Tahoe?
Tahoe was dope.
I love Tahoe.
A lot of resting.
Yeah.
Man.
Just getting my mind ready for the next 2.5 months. A lot of eating good food. Celebrated.
I felt the spirit when you said good food.
Yeah, celebrated
Touch me right now.
6-year anniversary.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, it's big
It's an
time.
accomplishment right there.
Big
6. You
time.
got us beat by a year.
Next month is 9 years together.
Hey, come on, dude.
So that's
Okay.
almost 10 years.
9?
Bro. That's crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Me and Ashley are going on 7,
going to 7
and it feels like
feels like a long time.
2.
It feels like 2. Oh, I feel like it's a long time.
No, I lied. It feels like 15.
I was a different person when we first met.
I feel like 20.
I've seen the
35
pictures.
You saw the pictures?
Feels like it was 35 years
I had a
ago.
jawline back then, and I don't know where that went.
Hey,
And now it just blends in.
talking about that, you ever look at your old pictures and be like, dang, I look good.
I was watching a vlog
Like-
this weekend.
Don't even
Yeah.
ask me.
Our wedding vlog, and I
Yeah.
got out. We were in
My boy was fit, bro.
some massaging chair or something, and I got up, and my waist is like tight, and up I'm like freaking yoked. I'm
You're like,
dang,
You were pretty shredded.
what happened
he's
to
like,
me?
and now
How much did you weigh?
When I got married, 180,
180?
180 pounds.
we ain't gonna ask you what you weigh now. That's
230,
230.
230. I think I can get back to 180.
It's 223 actually.
It's 220.
Just kidding.
It's 230.
230. Wow. Yeah, I was.
I think I can get back.
That was a good one, Emo.
I think I was in the low 200s.
Low 200s.
Now
When you got married?
Yeah. Now when we got together,
When you got together?
and now I'm in the mids.
How much did you weigh when you guys got together? When we got together, I was probably like 165.
Oh yeah, when I got with her, yeah, I would say.
No, I was probably the same weight.
200.
165.
No, not
same ways now.
Yeah. I was, let me see, 185, 195-ish.
Okay.
195, yeah, but I'm like probably 200 right now, 198.
You're naturally a thick boy.
Thick? I wouldn't say thick. No,
No.
I've been
I
skinny
mean,
my whole life.
185 is like pretty solid.
Yeah,
if
that's
that's what
pretty
you're
No,
doing.
good.
but that was after lifting weights consistently on deployments. Man, dude, I was
that makes sense.
Okay.
I was always tight
That makes
and
sense.
thin.
I think I have a good topic for today. Like I was telling you, I was thinking about it when we were driving home. I just had like this thought. I was thinking of something like, what can we talk about that's like really like people can apply to their everyday life and whatever phase of life that they're in. And it was this question that I even ask like pretty regularly in my relationship, with my job, in church, and all of this. Will I ever be good enough?
Yeah.
Have you ever asked yourself that question,
All
like
the time.
to yourself, like whatever situation it is, will I ever be good enough for
Yeah.
you or for this or
I think every day.
every day?
Yeah, because you gotta self-evaluate every day, man. I'm always thinking, man, like, what am I doing? How am I progressing? Where can I be at? What's holding me back? What am I being hindered with? What are some of my flaws, my faults? And want to better myself every day.
I'm the same way. I think as of recently, it's like I've asked myself that question a little more than I usually have.
Yeah.
Like, will I ever be good enough? Just I guess maybe because what we're going through right now.
Yeah.
It's just a secret. It's a constant it's a constant question that I have, that I've had lately, but also a constant reminder of God saying, like, yeah, you're not.
You don't have to be.
You don't have to be.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
you're good. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you the way that you need to go. And yeah, I say yeah for sure.
I think, like, I've asked this I just told you I'm celebrating 6 years. I've even asked that in my relationship.
Mhm.
Like when V will tell me to do this or to do that or ask me to do something or whatever conversation we end up having. Like, if you ever ask yourself in your relationship, will I ever be good enough, like, for your standard?
All the time.
All the time, too?
I haven't lately, but I remember, man, we were going through it even last year, bro.
Yeah.
I was asking myself, like, am I good enough for this woman? I feel like I failed her so much in our relationship. In the beginning, right before we got married, even in the beginning of our marriage.
Yeah.
It's like, I do ask, am I good enough for her? Like, did I do this good enough? Did I? Like, and she's so great, man. My wife is so amazing at saying, like, you're good. Like, please don't ever, just you being next to me is good enough.
Yeah.
And it's a reminder that she gives me, because I do stress out. Like,
Yeah.
let me go buy her flowers. Let me go do this. And she's like, babe, I want you just next to me. Being present is more than enough for me.
Yeah.
And that's why I love her so much, because she'll remind me. Like, and even she did something even like this past weekend. She had gotten paid from work. We paid our bills and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she went and brought me something. And she don't ever really necessarily do that. I don't ever really look for stuff. I don't really care. Usually I'm the one that's always trying to get her something or whatever. And
Right.
she got me something. She said, I just want to let you know that, like, I honor you as my husband. Like, as you being my husband.
That's dope.
She's like, I honor you and I love you, and I want you to know that I know what you're doing. I know that, like, what's going on right now in our life. Just know that, like, I see you. And I'm like, bro, I freaking...
Did you cry?
I but not when she was around. Of course, I freaking cried in the bathroom. I was like, taking a shower in tears.
You always gotta take her to the shower.
Always in the
I
shower.
have
Your
to.
butt's getting burned in the shower. You're crying
because
in
it's
the shower.
in the water, bro. Like,
Tickles
it
in the
just...
shower.
You can hide the tears.
We'll talk about that. But yeah, man, that's so when I have asked myself, am I good enough for my wife, she somehow, some way knows that, and she comes and she shows me why. Like,
For sure.
well, this is why we're still together.
Yeah. There's a lot of different perspectives of that. Joey, jump in anytime. There's a lot of different perspectives to that because, like, I think of it, that's a cool way to think about it. Like, am I good enough for this woman? Like, in a genuine, kind of expression of, like, she's so great.
Yeah.
Am I good enough? But I think of it in that when talking about relationships, out of frustration. Like, out of those times where you guys just got done with an argument or something,
Yeah.
and out of frustration asking, am I ever going to be good enough for you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, a different way to phrase that or
No, yeah, I
the
feel you.
context of it. Same thing for you guys?
No, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm like, this, for me, this is like it
Okay.
feels like a daily practice
don't-
sometimes.
Really?
But I'm not that we argue or anything, but, like, I feel like this is pretty regular for me to ask, and I think it's out of insecurity that question comes, like, whatever we're dealing with in whatever phase of life. Any relationship, it doesn't have to be your wife, it can be your friends or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think I've asked it out of frustration.
Mm-hmm.
Of like,
Mhm.
gosh,
Really?
am I ever going to be good enough
Wow.
that way?
Yeah.
I've done it. I've done it a couple times.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, like,
Be honest.
I haven't
Man,
really.
a couple times, a lot of
no,
times.
I haven't really because, I don't know. It's weird. I guess I don't. I think it's because we don't leave expectations for each other. We don't have expectations for each other.
Yeah.
The only expectation that we have is to love each other. respect each other, and honor each other.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I necessarily don't.
Yeah.
And even when we've had arguments, I'm like, whatever.
Mhm.
And I've never had that, like, am I ever going to be good enough for you? I think she's had that for me, for sure.
Yeah.
But, like, as for me asking that towards her, or, like, saying that out of frustration.
Not even asking that to her.
No. But I'm, in my
internally.
head, yeah. Like, I've never really.
Never done that.
No.
I think for me, it comes out of insecurity and self-doubt. That's where mine kind of.
What about you, Joe?
So the way you phrased it in that perspective is definitely asked, especially out of frustration, out of emotion.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of it for myself is I make a lot of mistakes, and I could always do better.
Same.
And my wife's watching, she's like, amen.
Yeah.
I hate that.
She's in the chat, amen in right now.
She's gonna repost this. She's gonna make her own reel just of this, and she's gonna show you every time. See?
See?
No,
You right.
She's like,
You right.
Look at you. Look at your face right here.
babe.
Look what you said.
Babe.
Yeah.
You can ask you right now if you want. Will I ever be good enough?
We're just joking with you, Joey.
But
Shoot. That's a hard question, bro.
Yeah, it's super hard. I feel like there's still like when it comes to like relationships, or when it comes to just like your wife, right, your spouse.
Yeah.
There is like a baseline to which like expectations we gotta are set. We have to know first off the expectations, but then after that, like that is like the baseline. Okay, cool. This is kind of like what we're looking at right here. Are you not only are you able to pass this and kind of exceed those expectations, but are you like surpassing them like even further? Am I doing more than what we've talked about? And a lot of times, see, the question comes out of like, man, I'm not even hitting that baseline right there. It's like,
Yeah.
I lack a lot, and so I'm like, dude, there's so many things I need to be doing better with.
Yeah.
Sorry. The burp got
He
y'all
just,
off track.
he just smiled.
I'm listening and I'm covering myself. I am so sorry.
You guys always make me lose my train
No,
of
it's
thought.
my. I was inappropriate, Mike. Come on.
But that's normal, man.
Yeah. Hey, for
I
sure.
I wish it wasn't normal.
Yeah.
In that perspective, like, don't be doubting yourself
Yeah.
because of your insecurities.
right.
Like, it shouldn't be like that. You should be
I
confident
feel like
in what you're
there's
doing
just
with your wife.
no, for sure, and I am. I think I'm just trying to make it like apply. There's a lot of people out there that kind of feel even more so
Yeah.
with that, and not even just relationships, but I remember it like when I was in high school when I would do something and I'd be corrected, and it was out of love, but out of correction, I would. Am I ever going to be good enough for you? Not understanding why they were correcting me.
Yeah.
Hindsight, I understand.
No,
I was a kid.
Yeah, of course.
But I mean, there's even people probably watching that are in high school or in college. I'm like, bruh, what to their dads or moms? Am I ever gonna be good enough for you? Like, you guys are always on me. That's how I remember, because I was not the best kid in high school, just making some dumb decisions.
Yeah.
So I would always get to the point where, like, bro, am I ever gonna be good enough?
Yeah.
The decisions I've made, the schoolwork that I've done, whatever it is. I think that part of me was looking for validation from like my dad or whoever my person that I was looking up to. That's my dad for me. I think that's where a lot of that. Could you guys have that in high school at all, or you guys were pretty confident throughout?
No, I've had that a lot in high school.
Yeah.
Just because I was getting in trouble all the time. I've been getting in trouble since like 5th grade in school. When my 5th grade teacher told my mom, "Nehemiah's a good kid, but X, Y, and Z." And so I've had that always from 5th grade on to when I got kicked out. 2 weeks before we had our finals, I was supposed to graduate. I was graduating, flat out. I knew I was graduating.
Yeah.
Kicked out, obviously, that didn't happen. I remember vividly in senior year, I said, "Am I ever gonna be good enough for y'all? Like what?" And I went off on the teacher. That's probably why I got kicked out too. I went off on her.
That makes sense.
I didn't cuss at her, but I talked to her like she was a little kid, little child. That fell. It fell. Dang it! I knew it's been falling off a lot. Well, we're gonna have a.
That was on camera, bro.
Yes. I that one's been since Isla's birthday. It has not. It hasn't been
It's the
sticking.
heat, dude. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's
But
that's true.
But yeah, it was. I don't know, man. I've had that a lot. I've told my parents that I probably told them that a few months ago. I'm not gonna lie to you. I said a few months ago. Am I ever gonna be good enough for y'all, or what?
Yeah.
Like, what's your expectations for me? And I just thought I was like, I'm the only child that's here for you. I know I live here, but I'm the only child that's here for you. I'm the only one that'll give you this, this, and this. And I told him flat out.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom was like, you don't get it. I said, no, y'all don't get it.
Yeah.
And then later on, we had a conversation. I got their point of view. They got my point of view. My mom understood what I was coming from. And then she apologized. And I apologized too because I should never disrespect my mom like in that conversation like we did. But it was like, y'all expectations, like, y'all didn't have that from my brothers. And look where they're at now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I love my brothers. I got one brother that's probably watching right now. He watches every single episode and comments
does.
every single episode.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, like, maybe your expectations for me, you should put on them or on someone else, not put it on this guy that'll drop everything for you.
That brings up another, to be like devil's advocate on that. Is it kind of like how we were in high school when you don't understand why they're telling you this, but you're asking, will I ever be good enough?
Yeah.
Is it kind of like that? Maybe we didn't understand why they're coming at it. They said, you just don't get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think now is yes and no, because I asked the question.
And it's cool that you're an adult enough now to be able to
asked the question, all right, what's up? Why? Well, do you have this expectation on me? And then I told him, I'm like, well, that's where you're failing at. Because you know that's not me. So why are you going to try to put this on me? And my mom knows I am you, although I am my mom and dad 100%. I can act like my mom and my dad, and that's probably why they hate it so much, because I am literally both of them together. I am like my dad a lot.
Clash.
I am 100% my dad. That's what I mean. My dad, I'll fight that food and then hug him and kiss him afterwards. And take him out to eat. Take him out to dinner. No, I don't fight my dad, no.
No,
my dad's like my best friend.
Then he goes to cry in the shower.
I did. No, this won't be on the toilet. No, but no, for sure, yes. And like in high school, but I think in high school I never asked the questions of why they.
You weren't mature
said
enough
that.
to ask.
Now we ask and we have conversation.
Right.
Me and my mom talk on a daily basis. I talk to my dad when I'm really going through it mentally or whatever. Hey, Dad, can we talk?
Yeah. And
we talk. You know, we have those conversations, but it's been better. Mm-hmm. But yeah, freaking
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and to kind of go down our list of questions here.
Can I ask you one real quick?
Go ahead.
Do you have any expectations on your child?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It's not.
Do you think the expectations that you have on your child is too
like too much for them to bear?
Yeah, like our kids are 4, or your kid. Wait, she'll be 4.
She'll be 4
this week. So, like yours is 2.
It's different. Because she's so young now, I don't like right now. Like if I expect her to be a certain way, behavior wise, kind of.
Yeah. Because
I've trained her to do it that way. Mm-hmm. Any other expectations? I feel like it's on me to kind of instill those expectations and to teach her. Like if I don't do a better enough job teaching, I think that's where the expectations and me getting upset maybe later on kind of comes into play. Yeah. Why are you behaving this way? Why are you making these decisions? Maybe I didn't do a good enough job teaching
you the right way,
the basics or whatever of what my expectations were, or maybe being even present enough so that you can communicate to me and be an open door with me about, hey, this is how I'm feeling. Like I think we needed to do a better job of that. Even for communicating, me, I think that's a church thing too. You didn't talk about stuff. You just kind of brushed it away.
Talked about sex.
Maybe it's a Mexican thing. I don't know.
Hispanic in general.
Hispanic thing.
Yeah.
Because now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, how come I wasn't more open with even my dad, with different things?
I was more open with my mom than my dad.
With your mom?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know why?
I don't know. I think it was just easier to talk to her. Because they both experienced life a lot. Maybe my mom probably a little more. Sorry, Dad. You know, mom experienced life way more than you did. But so that's why I think I go to my mom more. I think maybe she's also a little. She knows how to hurt you, but by loving you. Mm-hmm. And my mom knows how to tell you like things that you know for sure you finna go to the shower and cry about. Just kidding. But, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what about you for like your daughter?
I got a lot of expectations. She's gonna be better than me at everything, and I'm gonna be mad when she doesn't. I'm just kidding. No, but you see, you learn from your parents, right? And it's different because we all have daughters. So I mean, I was a boy. My dad raised me differently, and he's also a Marine too. And super disciplined. My parents, my mom 11. My mom was a little bit more on the graceful side, but my mom was stern. Let me see, who was more graceful? My father was actually, but
really,
Oh yeah,
I
believe it or
thought
not.
it'd been the other way around. For
My
sure.
mom, she was then super stern. Like Sadie talks about like my mom now. Like you guys' mom was pretty easy. Like hold up, that's a different person right now.
Yeah.
She loves me now.
Great
You know.
kids now.
Growing up,
you
yeah,
you out of the house, fool.
She
Yeah.
probably knew though she had to be that way
Yeah.
early on.
Oh yeah,
you know?
absolutely. And we see this is the thing. They were looking at other people's kids. You know, like dang, dude, like they were kind of falling off the edge of the map. You know, a little bit.
Yeah.
And so my dad, you know, growing up, especially with his testimony, is like. He just didn't want that for me, so it only gets better. So as the generations continue, like my daughter's not gonna, she's not gonna experience like maybe like 50% of the stuff that I did, you know, which is
Right.
like 25% of the stuff that my dad did, and then her kids, you know, are gonna be like, you know, 10% of what my dad did, and then keeps
Yeah.
going from there. So why reinvent the wheel when it comes to issues and problems that we face? You know, why not
Right.
just learn from our, you know, our ancestors or
Yeah, the ones that came before.
Yeah.
before us? Yeah.
So to kind of, I think when you asked him about expectations for his daughter,
Yeah.
I'm like, there is long term expectations. Like, sure, we want them to be better off than us,
Right.
better musician, whatever, all that stuff that we think
Amen.
about.
Yeah.
But then there's the short term ones at the same time because you can't get to the long term expectations and be like, bro, you didn't set me up, you didn't help me get here.
It's
you didn't-"
building blocks. It's building
Right.
blocks to the long term
for
ones.
sure.
And then I think about it in the sense that you brought up. My mom was the hard one. My dad was more. What'd you say?
Just graceful.
Stern.
More graceful.
No, stern and graceful. Yeah.
Is it our daughters aren't going to go through half of the stuff we went through? Is it because we're going to offer more grace than maybe we were offered?
I think the
Wow.
Because we understand
That's a
like
question.
the things
Oh,
that
for
they're going
sure.
to go through because we did the same crap, and now we're like, no, we understand. Please be open and upfront with me and all that kind of thing.
And so
you know?
yeah, absolutely. Like for me, man, dude, I didn't. I guess my parents or even myself didn't really open up to my parents until after an incident had already occurred and we were already like involved in this big thing, you know, with my testimony.
Yeah.
And so after that, it was like, oh, she was eye opener, and then my parents were a little bit more prone to be able to talk to me about certain things.
You didn't
know?
have a choice but to open up.
Yeah,
Right.
because you know the truth had kind of
Situation,
revealed itself. Yeah, and so after that situation, by that time I was already 14, 15 years old. You know,
Right.
and my daughter right now, like I remember she started liking a little boy, dude, and it was like a year and a half ago, and she didn't want to tell me who this boy was because she thought I was gonna be mad at her already. Like I don't want that already.
Where does that come from, though?
I have no idea. You know what? It probably does come with me disciplining. So she knows that I discipline her.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife's a little bit different, a little bit more graceful. But like I said, it goes back to expectations, you know. But I don't want to discipline. So after that, I kind of opened my eyes a little bit, like, I don't want to discipline her the
Wow.
wrong way. You know, let me start
Yeah.
disciplining her the right way, to where she still feels like it's more of like a listening point of view. You know, hey, let me listen to what you have to say, and we can talk about what you did wrong. You know, and there's still consequences afterwards, rather than like, all right, vámonos, we're gonna go get the cinto real quick. I'm gonna go spank you in the back. You know.
Yeah. That's crazy. When you start thinking about these things, you start thinking about all the things that kind of played into why you made certain decisions or why anyone would ever ask that question of, will I ever be good enough?
Yeah.
'Cause, like little things like that. You already saw your daughter, like, essentially try to hide
I
something
know.
Yeah.
from you.
She was 2 years old
On
at
a
the
very
time.
micro, or is it macro level? Macro
yeah, I
level.
would say macro. Yeah.
In the sense,
Wow.
like, how do we teach, or how do we tell somebody that's watching, will I ever be good enough? How do you break down those walls to just be honest, open, and transparent with who you need to be with?
Yeah.
Whether it's your wife or your parents or whoever, your pastor, I don't know.
I've noticed it's a lot of affection, like more cuddle times with my daughter, more telling her she's beautiful,
Love.
loving her, encouraging her. Oh, for sure, love, just loving on her.
Love and compassion, man.
Mhm.
So, and maybe that's what she probably wasn't like getting enough of when that happened. So afterwards, I was like, no, I want to be your best friend.
Right.
Let me be your best friend. You can talk to me, and I'm gonna take you out. We're gonna go do things, have fun, play, things like that. So then she's starting to open up, and now she's coming to me, you know, because like everyone's like, oh well, your kids, maybe they have a favorite parent, you know, and like I want my daughter
for
to
sure.
love my mom. I mean my wife.
Yeah.
You know, to love my wife. Obviously different. I wouldn't want to say more because I would want her to love both of us. And Zamaria is like that kind of person where she doesn't like to make anybody feel left out. She's like, yeah, I love both of you. I love mommy and daddy. But it's more like I just didn't want to get left behind in like
hierarchy thing.
Yeah.
I got you.
And like my wife's way up here, and I'm like, I'm just dad, just the stern
peasant level
discipline.
I'm like the best friend that has to give you discipline at times.
Yeah.
Like for me, my daughter in the same way. I know Isla is far more closer to Ashley than me.
Mm-hmm.
But every night I have those moments with Isla, and she knows daddy this, daddy that. I think Ashley's the more stern one though than I am. I think I'm a little more graceful.
Yeah.
She convinces me a lot. She knows how to get at daddy.
Yeah.
What she wants. But I'm also stern in those aspects too with her. So you said love. For me it's love, compassion, and also giving her my time.
Yeah.
If someone is going through issues like this, what we're talking about, whatever we're talking about,
right?
Someone has to have love for you, compassion for you, but also is willing to give you time.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how they'll be able to bring those walls down, bring those barriers down, so then now they can have a conversation with you, and they're no longer struggling
mm-hmm.
with what they're going through, or struggling to tell you, hey,
right.
Why did you correct me, or why did I have to go through this, or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because now there is time spent, there's love, but there's also compassion
mm-hmm.
for the other person. If me and you don't have love for each other, it's gonna be very hard to talk to you,
right,
about being
anything,
100% honest with you. You know what I mean? Like,
mm-hmm.
I have to be honest with my brothers, but I have to. But the only way y'all become my brothers is if I spend time with y'all. Y'all have compassion, correction, love, and time with me.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess good. I'll probably even ask the question, like, what does love look like? Because people think it's
mm-hmm.
just, I'm going to do all these happy stuff to you.
All the good stuff.
Like, nobody
love is
like
correction.
Proverbs 27:17, man. Iron sharpens iron. One man sharpens another. That's love right there.
I think loving is, of course, love on them, like put your arm around them, hug them, show them, I guess, affection. But it's also correction. With affection comes with correction, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You have to correct, and then you can affect. You have to be effective in your correction.
Yeah.
But also being there for someone, spend the time. If I look, and whoever's listening, if I give you time, it's because I love you. If I don't give you no time, I love you. It's just different.
No, I
love you from a distance. I know there's people I love from a distance. Something happened a couple of days ago. You know what happened? I love you, but my distance from my love is going to be very far compared to what it used to be.
Yeah.
Because you disrespected me.
I spoke on this the other day. Proverbs 13:24 just reminded me exactly what you just said. A refusal to correct is a refusal to love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the episode. We'll see you guys later.
I just think there's a lot of people that...
What's the thing? Proverbs what?
Proverbs 13:24. Yeah, I just think there's a lot of people that struggle with that question. Am I good enough? In a lot of different contexts, a lot of different perspectives. Here's my next question for you guys. Are you a people pleaser?
No.
You know?
No.
Okay.
I stopped being that person.
Okay, I can see that. I think, what would your answer be?
You should know. You for sure should know.
Joey's answer?
No, you should know my answer.
Oh, I know. I was gonna call you out if you said yes. Like, you protect yourself, bro, and that's good. But what's your answer, Joe?
I would say yes, but to a certain extent. Like, I'm not doing it to be liked. I'm not doing it to gain favor.
Mm-hmm.
Simply doing it just because I love the person.
Right.
And that does affect me a lot because my biggest weakness is, my wife will probably tell you, is I spend too much time with people, and talk too much, and then I give a lot.
Does she matter? Does it matter to her who you spend your time with?
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
because
well, we got to be wise with who we spend our time with.
Yeah, because it's usually Ray, Tim, me.
Yeah.
So there's some others in between.
Yeah, right.
You got your Maddie and all this and that. Matt,
yeah.
Great word today, by the way.
Yeah, good job, Maddie.
Clean up your papers next time, though. No, just kidding.
Poor Ronald.
His what?
Sorry, Ronald.
No, we help Ronnie. Ronnie.
He threw out a ream of papers, 1,000 papers, 1,000 pieces.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
are you a people pleaser?
Yes,
I am definitely.
You are?
100%.
I've been.
Really? I don't know, bro.
Okay, let me explain.
Okay.
Yes. until I feel like someone's taking advantage of me, or I start feeling some type of way, and that is all like. There's so many different routes to why I even get to. I start feeling some type of way, because I was just talking to V about this. I'm like, I like to self-examine a ton, right? I've been doing that a lot lately. Like, why am I acting this way? Why am I treating this person this way? Just why is all of this a thought or a feeling or whatever? And I think it's because of a lot of trauma, even growing up. Like, if I get to a certain point in my life or a certain point in a relationship where I feel like this feels one-sided, or I feel like you're about to do me dirty, like I start pulling back. And it's a lot to do with a lot of childhood stuff, not with anything with my parents, just things my family's been through. Yeah. To where I'm like, I can't trust a lot of people. Yeah. We were just talking about this today. I'm like, how do I get over that? Because there's some really good people that are trying to be a part of my life that I'm just like.
And do you feel
chill.
Like they're?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Okay. Do you feel like they're? Do you feel like they're doing that?
Them?
Yeah.
I think it's.
Can you recognize the people who are trying to
I do.
use you?
I do, but it's still like, how do I get over this feeling? Because I know these are good people.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think it's just a defense mechanism. God. I'm like, is this too much to be thinking? Like, I need to go to therapy or something. But
yeah, that's fine. This is therapy.
There's other people that I know feel this way, that have been through things like this, to where I'm like, how do I get over this idea? Technically, am I good enough?
Dare I say, you just do it.
Bro, I wish. I know. I wish.
It's hard.
I know.
It's hard. So for me now, I protect myself too much.
Yeah.
To where now I close the door sometimes because I protect myself too much.
I'm the opposite.
If I see that, if I see that already off the bat, there's a client that I'm supposed to have, but I'm not gonna get him.
Just choosing not to.
You know why? Because I saw something in one of the persons, which will be my go-to. I said no. I felt something, and maybe it's just me. I talked to Ashley about it. She said, maybe you're tripping. Maybe you just need to go try it out. I didn't feel. I talked to my mom. My mom said, "Don't do it. You feel that? Don't do it." Because I'm like, oh, you're gonna be one of them, and I'm no longer gonna be pleasing anyone because I know what that left me with. Yeah, it left me empty and left me alone.
There's a lot of that in here.
Yeah,
and in here because it sucks that a lot of it has to do with church.
Bro,
and
see, mine's both though. Because
like we give our lives and we just pour a lot of time into people. Like you give your time to people all the time, and I'm sure you've been done dirty.
But he's been great at now minimizing it.
Right,
I've noticed that.
But that's why once I'm like, I usually have an open door, like, hey, yeah, let's hang out, whatever. But when I get to a certain point of, for whatever reason, feeling a certain way, walls, arm's distance, because you're gonna do me dirty. Yeah, like it's coming. Like it's inevitable. It's coming, like even when it's not.
Everyone comes in. Everyone comes into a room with me. I feel like, oh, you've already entered into a room. Now it's if I want to open the door. That's kind of where I'm at.
I got you.
Like I'll open the door, peek in, talk to you for a second.
Okay, when you put it like that,
let's close the door for another. Let's close the door again for a little bit.
Maybe I creak the door open. Maybe that's what it is. Because I was talking to people, I was like, how come I can't with certain people that are in my life? Like, how come I can't drop all the filters and all the walls completely?
Yeah,
like I can with my family of 5 that have been through everything together.
Right.
Yeah.
And with people outside of the church completely.
Yeah.
With them specifically,
almost no ties.
I can drop all walls. I don't have to be somebody else with my family. Like with y'all, you're in the same boat there. Why is it with just certain people I can do that?
Well, so it seems like it's all tied into church. So it's probably because you feel like you have to put up an image, Aaron.
That might be what it is.
Like how much easier is it for you to talk to a random person?
1000%.
Right?
How much? It's so much easier for you to talk with 4 cameras in front of us.
Yeah.
Than probably in a room with one person.
Like, that's how easy it should be for like you to talk to your pastor. But we hold ourselves back, man, because we have to be perfect. Even our pastors aren't perfect. But I mean, this. The crazy thing is, all this knowledge.
I know.
You just know.
I know. It's just like barriers, bro.
I think it's just the fear of getting hurt, the fear of experiencing the same exact. Yeah. You know how many times I've experienced the same exact thing over and over and over again?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to experience that again.
I think it was a lot of that pain came from. It's so funny because we were just talking about this today too. A lot of that pain came from early childhood.
Yeah.
I was in high school. That's still a kid to me. And I was in high school, and a lot of stuff was popping off.
I'm still a child.
And all I had was my family.
Yeah.
Everybody else that was like friends is just gone. You know?
Yeah.
This is how it is for me. So I look at a couple of different things. I same situation with my past with somebody that I trusted, and it just fell through.
It sucks, man.
Right? And so, but then I'm like, man, how many other people out there that kind of it reminds me of this person, and I don't let them in. But I want to give people the benefit of the doubt. Every single person, I want to be able to have some sort of compassion and grace for them, right? And so I want to give them an opportunity. And now that I'm older, I won't be hurt as much, or if not any, than how much I used to be hurt when I was younger, right? So I feel like I'm a lot stronger now. So if we ever go through a situation like that, it's just going to be, to me, it's going to be like, man, you know what? It was just wasted time, wasted effort a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead and brush it off and continue moving forward. Yeah. So I always want to learn. But another thing for me is like, I feel like I could be the biggest, the bigger influencer. So I feel like even if I were to have a bad relationship with somebody, I still feel like in some way that I would make more of an impact on their life than they would on my life. Mm-hmm. So, and I feel like that's the only reason why I feel like that is because, obviously I've been given multiple second chances from God, and family members and my wife. And it's like, why not extend that same grace to these individuals where I know they're going to be toxic in my life?
Everyone deserve that grace?
No, not. Oh, nobody deserves grace, essentially.
No, but
is it forgiveness at the same time?
Yeah.
What happened?
Because V said something today.
What'd
we were talking about this, getting ready for this episode, and she's like, a lot of what you're dealing with and what other people are dealing with is super rooted in forgiving whatever happened. Because like you said,
in your past,
she's telling me, in my past or whoever's, whatever situation it is.
Shout out to V.
She's calling me out. She's like, because you've said you've let a lot of the things go, but if you're dealing with this this, you definitely haven't.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah, so that makes sense.
Grace and forgiveness then at the same time.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Right?
See, for me, as I forgive, I'll never forget it.
I feel like it's a different conversation too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, it is. But like you said, forgiveness and grace.
Right.
I think that's why I don't let people in, because it's like, once you're in, I love you too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
that can be a problem.
My heart is limited now.
No,
I have limited space.
I love super hard too.
I have limited. Listen, limited tickets available into this concert of my heart. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just saying it's limited.
Yeah.
So
because
now it's
you give
like
110%.
Yeah, I don't ever have to do anything I do.
Yeah. And I just want to give everybody a chance, at that.
But you're good. You're stronger at that than I am. I'm being honest.
Can I ask you why?
Well, first off, it's my upbringing. With my family, my grandpa, my dad, my mom. But also, it's like I think I've after reading a little bit, praying, I've really come to understand that, man, despite of what I feel, and the Bible talks about this a lot, right? I'm gonna try my best to minister and love on somebody. There's been multiple times where I felt uncomfortable in situations, and I'm like, and which distance myself from God. I don't ever want to put anybody else in that position.
Yeah.
So like when new people come to our church, bro, I want to make sure that I'm one of the first people to greet, and make them feel comfortable. Because more often than not, I'm going to be in a more comfortable state than they are at my home, at my church, you know. But I want to be able to do that and extend that love, grace, compassion, and although sometimes, like I feel like I'm a good reader, like I can read people pretty well, So and I can kind of see how this relationship's going to go, but like I said, I do want to give it the benefit of the doubt because I want to extend that chance and opportunity for them to be influenced because of me rather than the opposite way around, Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that when we first met you, me and V were like right away, like, dude, this dude loves people, like just out the door, loves people, like
he loves to love.
Whether and at first, like this, when I first met him, like this dude just wants me to come to his church. Like that's my first reaction.
And that's what I was worried about because that's never the case. I hate using anybody that uses people. I'm like, bro, you could go a church in Texas, bro, and we could still be best friends.
My first reaction, 1000%. First reaction was that after the second time I met you and got to know you more, I'm like, oh, this dude is just an honest, great guy.
Yeah.
Right.
And so think about it. You think about it in their perspective. Like, I did have like some sort of idea that you probably thought that. I'm like, but I didn't ever want you to think that, you know.
Yeah.
Is it gonna happen? Absolutely, we're all human. You know, it's not a
For
big
sure.
deal.
Yeah, for
it's not like
sure.
a sin or anything, but it's just gonna be normal.
Yeah.
But I want to let you know that, hey, regardless of whether you come to my church or not, you know, you're freaking beautiful, keep playing, beautiful voice, and your wife, amazing.
Yeah.
You know, I knew we were gonna be friends right off the bat, and then and like I just know we're gonna be good friends. It's just that's it.
Well, you said that, and I was to the point as well. I wanted to guard my friendship, my relationship with Aaron, because I knew it almost got tainted because of a past relationship that I had. So I was like, I have to be careful who I bring around because I don't want him. His friendship means more to me than 1,000 other people's that I'll come encounter with, because he not only that he impacted my life, but it was a brotherhood from literally the start. So I like, if I bring it,
and you know when they click right away.
Cool. I already know Joey's gonna be perfect to have around because I know that he's gonna be good. He's gonna feel comfortable. He's not gonna feel like what El Otro Petraco hizo. You know what I'm saying? So
no, I don't know what
like
you're saying.
I even wanted to give him the benefit
sorry,
of the
bro.
doubt too.
The Puerto Rican came out of me for a second.
That was just my first reaction when I first met you guys.
Actually, ain't getting none of this.
It's too good,
man.
But I think that's normal feelings that people get.
Yeah.
Of like, especially when it comes to just thinking if they're good enough for things and being, you know, if you're like the question was if you're a people pleaser, and at the last few questions,
like why do you care about
what people think?
I stopped.
And
caring.
that's no, and that.
I know, just a general, not you. Like general. I mean, if you do,
NEMO.
then that's to be honest. But I think I do care about what people think.
Yeah, you have to
To a certain extent.
And then I get
To a certain
exactly.
extent.
Then I get to a certain level. I'm like, no, I really don't care. You can talk whatever you want about me, and that's fine.
Talk, you know my number.
Like my dad says,
So I am.
like never give anybody a reason to say anything bad about you, right? So I want to make sure, like, and not so much that I want to be perfect, right? Because we should all be vulnerable and open, but like the things that I could fix, like I want to make sure that I fix those things, you know, like they don't have to be present. One thing that I'm a big procrastinator, you know, and I hate, and I tell this all the time to like a lot of my friends, man, my buddies, Tim, we have multiple conversations on this right here. I've had multiple conversations with people in the past. They make excuses as to, oh, this is the way God made me, you know, or this is just who I am. It's
Only
like,
God can judge me.
yeah, and I don't accept those excuses, man. I believe that you can always change and adapt and progress with your character, you know, simply because the Bible should always change you and make you a better person. Simply God's word. Yeah, transformation. And so so those small things like my procrastination, hey, that could be fixed, you know, a little bit lazy here and there. That stuff can be fixed, you know.
Nobody sees that though.
No, some people do. The closer ones, you know, or even some that, you know, maybe I want to be mentoring over, or of course my mentor is kind of checking that out. But those things can still kind of be revealed to people who do pay attention. But when it comes to like things like if they want to make fun of me for certain things, man, I got thick skin. So it's a matter of like, all right, cool. You know what? I know I messed up in certain areas, and if you really want to go ahead and attack, you know, like your buddy over there. You know, it's just a matter of like, you know what, I'm just going to let him think what he wants. And it's going to be okay because he just doesn't know, you know?
No, for sure.
But to a certain extent.
I don't care no more. I like for me personally, I care to a certain extent. I think for people, society nowadays has made it to where everyone has an opinion. And for some reason, the society nowadays are just, I care about what everyone thinks. I care about those are false. At the end of the day, the only people that you should care about is your inner circle.
Yeah.
And first of all, what God thinks of you. And if you want to know, read your word. You'll know what he thinks of you.
Yeah.
Secondly, you should care about the people like your parents. If you're married, with your wife or your husband.
Yeah.
Your children, your close friends. Care about what they say to you because they're going to tell you the honest truth. This world is going to do everything they can to please you. Not to mold you, build you, so you can progress to move forward.
Yeah, I mean, even in the sense that maybe give some advice. Like, there's a lot of people that even say, "I don't care what people think about me," but they do. Like at the end of the day,
like I said, I care to a certain extent.
Yeah, I think there's so many things of reasons of why people care. Childhood trauma, whatever,
Yes.
insecurities, self-doubt, low self-esteem, all that
Yes.
stuff. I think it's really hard to even admit that for some people, and to even have a conversation like this with people's friends. There's people that I think we say all the time, suffering in silence is just such a big thing. Like, people will just sit in that little feeling of, I'm never going to be good enough. This is just what it is. People all think this certain way about me, or if they're even in church or not in church, just sitting in that, this is just the way I am. People are making fun of me because I'm serving, or people are making fun of me because I'm giving so much time, or just thinking about all that stuff. What's some advice you would give to, and it's really hard, it's a hard question, to help people not care so much about what people think? I think there is a level to that, Nemo, like you said, of caring about your inner circle. Because for me, it was always, when I was in high school before V, as long as my dad's happy, I don't care what anyone else says about me.
Yeah.
As long as my dad's happy with what I'm doing, I don't care what my aunts and uncles or people in the church or
Right.
whatever anyone says about me. Then that kind of leveled up to, it only matters what V for me now.
Yeah.
My wife.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As
heck
long
yeah.
as she's happy, I'm good. I don't care what anyone else has to say. Whatever opinions people have about me.
Yeah.
So what encouragement would you give to somebody to maybe only care about maybe the inner circle's opinion or their mentor's opinion, people like that? What kind of advice
Well,
would
the
you give?
first thing, so you mentioned your dad, and then you mentioned V's now stepping into that role because she's your wife.
Right.
But it's definitely having people know your value, know your worth.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't get to that point because your dad just thought you were a scumbag, and you just look at this guy over
Right.
there. Right.
Yeah.
He saw value in you, and he knew what you can become, your potential, and so then his words of encouragement allowed you to be able to trust him. So then whenever he did speak, like, hey son, I'm proud of you, and what you've been doing is good, then you're like, okay, cool. That makes me feel good because the one person now that I trust is technically overshadowing everybody else's. Yeah, validating what everybody else isn't saying.
Yeah.
My dad too. One of my 5 love languages, the first time I had taken it, was words of affirmation. I can see
Right.
that. A lot of times I did want to please my dad, please my parents, and then. But it's a good thing having your wife or your father or somebody you're close with, a mentor, agree with you in things that you feel like maybe you've been questioning. And so if I'm like, man, am I doing this right? They're like, yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. Or sometimes you don't even have to say it, and they bring it up oh man, I was just praying about that. I was just thinking about that, and you're over here confirming it for me.
Right.
That always feels good.
So would you say, your advice to somebody that is having those thoughts of, am I ever going to be good enough, or caring about people's opinions, would you tell them to maybe open a line of conversation between that person and them? Like the person that they look up to, or they value their validation, their affirmation? Would that be a good starting point for somebody?
Well, it's you got to ask yourself a question, who are you looking at as somebody you can have being a potential
Whether it's their
validator?
parents or somebody in their life that they look up to, this would mean a lot coming from this person, validation. For me, it's my dad or my wife. Would that be a good starting base for somebody? Maybe it's their pastor. I don't know.
I would say for me,
Their best friends.
Because sometimes it might look like maybe that person isn't really valuing them. And for them it might be that friend who's always been with them,
Yeah.
and you're over here trying to seek validation from a parent, but this guy right here has been with you through
On
it
your
all.
back, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You might, I guess it's just recognizing who that person is first.
Right.
It's got to be the right person.
Mhm.
What were you saying?
I think if you're able to be real, be authentic, be free, be real with someone, and they don't judge you for it,
Yeah.
then maybe that's the person you need to listen to. It might
Yeah.
not be your parent.
Mm-hmm.
It might be your pastor, or it might be one of the leaders in your church. I say if you're able to be yourself, if
Mhm.
I'm able to be Nehemiah around you, then I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to correct me and love me and guide me the right way when I need it to be there.
Tell you, you are good enough.
Hey, you are good enough, or you know
Yeah.
what? Fix this.
Mhm.
Switch that around, and I bet you make your life get a little better.
Yeah.
Get a little. Hey, Nemo, maybe stop being. Look, Brandon, he's texting me right now. Shout out. He's good at telling. Like he's phenomenal at being like, be real with me. What are you eating? What times are you eating? Are you doing this? What are you? He's if
pulling you higher.
Tell me to find out if you can't be real with me, I can never get you. I can never get you to where you want to get to.
Yeah,
I can help you to a certain extent, but you need to keep hitting that wall. You keep hitting the ceiling when you're meant to be in the third floor.
Can't
like
fix what
you
you
tell me
fake.
all the time.
Yeah.
So you can't fix what you fake. So that's why I was like, if you can be real, authentic, free, and you're able to literally take the mask that you have to for some reason people have to carry this mask every day. If you can take that mask off, and I can show you the realness.
It's hard, bro.
If I can show you the realness, I can trust you.
We just talked about it. Like that's kind of what I do with
Yeah.
talking or having relationships with people in church.
But check this
There's
out.
a mask that I was groomed to wear,
Yeah.
that I was taught to wear, and now that's the hard thing I'm dealing with. Just to kind of on your point, Nemo.
But going back to like when you talk to that random person, like, do you feel free and liberated? Kind of like, oh, I'm letting these things out, you know?
There's a freedom. That's what I was going to say off of Nemo's point too. That there is a freedom when you can take that mask off.
Yeah.
There is a freedom when you can walk and live in that. To be like, I don't care what anyone really says about me, as long as my wife is happy and my family is happy with what I'm doing. There's just a different feeling there.
Yeah.
But when you're walking all the time just thinking about what are these people thinking about me, they don't think I'm good enough for this, or they don't think I'm good enough for that. That is heavy for anybody, you know?
But this is the thing. Like when you start opening up, I know it's hard for like the people you're close, like you want to like kind of put that facade up, right? But whenever you do, it's like when we all went to LA, we started having these deep conversations on the ride up, you know?
Right.
We got to open up to each other, know each other a little more. Now the relationship is stronger, but we had to get over like that fear of what are they going to think about me. Now it was probably a little bit easier with us because we all have kind of related a little bit and went through the same situation with a few, you know, minor details. But when it doesn't matter if you relate or not. If you reveal that to somebody, no matter what, that relationship is going to go from a surface level relationship to something that's deep and intimate. And then now you're going to be more prone to be able to talk and almost feel free, like freer, you know, and more liberated.
Yes.
I think and
it feels good.
The thing that brings it back to of just the overall question of this episode, am I good enough? I feel like communication is the big one here.
If you communicate,
what you're thinking, you know, how that whatever it is that's making you feel, or maybe you need validation and affirmation or whatever it is.
Communication can lead you to the right direction that you need.
Yeah.
If you don't communicate, you're gonna be stuck.
Yeah. Having the right people around you, because there's some people that are gonna be stuck in that. Am I good enough? And always thinking that won't ever get a circle like this. Because they're stuck in, I'm not good enough to have a circle like that. Yeah. I'm not good enough to have friends like that I can be honest with. Because like whether I've done too much or I made really bad mistakes, or maybe the self-doubt and self-confidence they don't have to even have a conversation like that.
Yeah.
It's super real.
So I guess I want to bring up one more thing real quick.
Please.
When it comes to like trying to do better in this aspect and understanding your worth and your value.
This is a good podcast, by the way.
Yeah, I love this topic, and to know that you are good enough, is that you have to really push yourself and get out of your comfort zone. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Because if you are comfortable right now, man, you will never excel or get past those insecurities. Right? We talk about confidence, right?
Yeah.
Getting out of your comfort zone. That's probably the biggest step that needs to be taken. Knowing that, you know what, I'm going to say things or do things or experience things that I probably didn't ever want to, you know? Like when I talk to introverts, and like for me it's a little bit different. I'm an extrovert, you know, I talk all the time. Yeah. But these guys are like, oh, Joe, I just can't do it, you know? And they're like, you know what? No big deal. Let me help you. And then I got a buddy of mine. He doesn't like to meet new people. So what do? I'm like, hey, brother, this is my friend right here, and I introduce new people to him so he can get that practice. You know, it's like my buddy Tim. Tim's kind of camera shy a little bit, but and so he just did his first video for Next Level Groups. Great job, Tim, by the way.
I didn't see it, man.
You didn't see it?
Because we were gone.
I'll show you afterwards.
At the concert.
But like with that, he's stepping out of his comfort zone, man. But people don't want to do that.
Did you have to push him into that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I kind of voluntold him to do it,
Because
and he was already there.
for me. Like, there's certain people that I tell them like, hey, you need to just tell me or force me into this situation.
It has to be forced.
That's the
It has
only
to be
way
forced.
sometimes that I'll step into
Yeah.
something that makes me stronger. I think of everything like that in muscles.
Yeah.
Like at first, like it sucks and you can't even lift it.
Knowing your threshold.
Right. And then you get stronger every single time. The first
I
time
just-
it's going to
just
shred you.
surpassing it. Oh
and
yeah.
it's going to hurt a little bit.
And discomfort is where the growth happens.
That's
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Comfort
Exactly.
zones and all that.
Discomfort will lead you to the comfort that you need at
Get-
times.
I like there was a saying that I heard, get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Mhm.
I don't know who said that. It might have been one of y'all
a whole
actually.
bunch of people say that.
Yeah. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So this
Yeah.
person that I work with, I tell her all the time, just tell me to do it. Like on the spot, tell me to do it. Just
Yeah.
force me into this.
Yeah.
Whether it's like giving a
And that's a good
I
thing
don't
to
know,
do.
whatever. Just force me into this situation because that's the only way I'm gonna get stronger. It's the only way I'm gonna learn, and it's not gonna make me uncomfortable the next time I have to do it.
Sometimes you need to be told something like that. That way you don't start like doubting yourself, questioning yourself. I don't want to give you the option, is what I'm saying. Like I want to make sure that your option is the only option that's going to
Mhm.
push you forward. You know, I'm like, hey, would you like to record this video right here? I think you'd be a great candidate
Let
for
me
it.
pray about it. Let me pray
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. You know what that means? That means no. So I'm like, which like with Tim, I'm like, hey brother, I got you in next level videos, man. Come over here real quick. I'm setting up the lights real quick, and then
Yeah.
we'll just start recording it. Hey, it's gonna be easy. I got the script right here.
What's
You're just
the
gonna
worst
follow
thing
along.
that's gonna happen with any situation that you're pressed into like
What,
that?
you might not be good
What,
at
you
it
fail?
for a second?
What?
You already failed the moment that you question it.
You fell the moment you said no.
No, the moment that
Oh
you
yeah.
The moment
yeah.
you told yourself you
the
couldn't do it.
moment
Yeah, yeah.
I ask you and the moment you go, you already failed.
Just force 'em.
So come on, let's just fail together. Let's just fail in it.
So much anxiety.
When you fail in it, you might fall in love with it.
And it's
Yeah.
easier to fail with other people. Fail together. Do it. Try it.
Sometimes you hate your calling because it's something that's gonna bring you out of your comfort zone.
it's gonna cause you to be uncomfortable. Yeah,
You have to live in the uncomfort
You gotta
1,000.
force yourself
so
to
you
live
can
in
be
that comfort.
comfortable.
100%.
You have to force yourself, or get somebody to hold your hand and walk you through it.
No, I don't need no one to walk me through. I need someone to push
But
me.
a lot of
I
people
need
do.
you. I need you to be behind me, pushing me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Yeah.
Nemo, what are you doing? Hey, consistency, my
Or
boy. Come on.
drag me.
Brandon right now has been that way
I'm on
with
the
me.
floor. Drag me up the hill, please.
Like I'm looking. I'm like, I gotta get back in the gym tomorrow. I gotta get back into it because where I felt mentally strong when I was going to the gym every day, because I started with being active.
yeah.
My mind was active, and it's not right now. Hey, you want to look good for those pictures in 3 weeks? Nemo, come on, man.
There you go. Come on, Nemo.
So
Well, hey guys, did you guys have
we
anything
might
else
need
on
to
that?
film another.
I was just gonna say,
For
get
another-
uncomfortable.
Get uncomfortable.
Get uncomfortable.
And be vegan friendly.
And if
Force yourself.
you're struggling with that idea of
Get out.
am I good enough? I don't know what situation that is in school with your parents. You've asked yourself that question 1,000 times, like I have or we have. I hope we gave you some thoughts to maybe start thinking about certain things of maybe not caring so much about what people think, or getting that idea out of your head completely, because you are good enough at the end of the day. I think there's just certain things that we have to think about
Mhm.
in whatever situation in life that we're going through, of how can we get better by being uncomfortable? How can we be better by communicating with our inner circle, or maybe finding those people in our life? I think that
Yeah.
goes a long way. But hopefully there were some thoughts and ideas there that you can think about and kind of help apply to what's going on. But
I think this is
Just
great.
don't quit. Push through it, man.
yeah,
You can always do better. Tomorrow's always better.
1,000%. Nemo, you have anything else?
No excuses. Get up and do it.
Oh,
And drink Prime
And ghost.
and Ghost.
Don't be a ghost, but drink ghost.
I'm about to become Ghost for the next 2.5 months.
oh man.
Bro, let's
Quite
pray for
literally,
this
that's my
man
name.
real
Yeah.
quick, bro.
I was just thinking that right now. It's crazy you said that.
You want to end the podcast? Let's pray for this guy as he departs for
I
2
don't
months.
want to end the podcast.
Let's do a second one real quick. Eh? Why not?
I was thinking about doing a second
got-
one just for
I
Patreon.
got
I have
1 hour.
I have a great podcast. We have some more topics we can talk about.
Yeah.
You want to pray for me?
But since this one's gonna be the last
Technically, my
Yeah.
last one.
one for 2 months,
Yeah.
2 months, 2.5.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh, well, you never know.
I
Bro,
might be able to hit one.
bro, you gonna be
Maybe.
one here, there.
It'll just be me and you, if anything.
One every other week.
If
I already
Joe's
know
busy.
you, fool. I already know you. One every other
We'll
week.
see what happens. Yeah.
Alright.
I hope so.
Let's pray real quick.
All right.
God, we thank you that we get to just come and be a part of something way bigger than us, God. We thank you that you put this in Aaron and I's heart, and God, that you end up putting it in Joey's heart, that we're now able to do this together. God, we pray as Aaron departs for a little over 2 months, God, we ask for that you would just give him the strength, that you would give him wisdom, the knowledge, that you would give him the ability to be able to conquer every single day at work, God, as he does everything, God, that you would give him patience, that you would give him grace for these people, because I know sometimes it's tough, God. And we ask that as he departs, God, that you would just keep instilling in every single one of us, God, that we know that what we're doing is for your purpose, for your calling, for what, like Anthony said, that is going to change someone's life, God. And we thank you so much, God. Protect them, guide them, lead them. We thank you. And then we pray. Amen.
Amen. So y'all ready to do this?
This man, look.
Oh yeah.
When I come back, it better be 40,000 followers on TikTok.
We'll have for sure 1,000 on
1,000 more?
Instagram. I mean, on YouTube.
Okay.
We'll for sure have 1,000 on YouTube.
Getting tatted.
Yeah. That's the first video we're going to do coming back. We're going to do a podcast while
We're
we get
going to
tattooed.
get
We
tat-
could bring the guy to come here.
That would be good. He probably would do it. I know some people. You probably know some people too.
Yeah. My boy Tattoo Buddha.
Tattoo Buddha.
You want to get a creative culture tattoo?
No, he ain't getting no tattoo. Ronnie, you getting one, Ronnie?
Ronnie
About to stop recording.
Knock twice,
right now.
Ronnie, if you're getting
Donnie,
tattooed.
rock twice. Oh, he said it. He said it.
He's slamming that wall. He's
was
slamming that wall.
He almost came through that wall like the Kool-Aid man.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I know. Hey, by the way, this video is sponsored by the club. If you're not a part of the club, go join the club. Best club in the world. Actually, it's not that great right now because we haven't put that much content out there.
Sorry guys, man. Life has been rough right now. Not life. It hasn't been rough. It's been great.
It's been busy.
We just been busy,
Yeah.
but we're gonna bring out some more content. Me and Joey gonna probably be doing some stuff.
Even if it's just like another show,
Just quick little vlogs
a
or
little
whatever.
catch-up show or
Quick
something.
little 5
Yeah.
minute.
I like what
just-
Flagrant 2 does.
Yeah,
I'm on their
They
club.
just be talking about whatever.
They do another show. They do 2 shows for Patreon.
Yeah, so we'll get that going more. And hey, become a Patreon member. Once we reach our 50 mark,
Mm-hmm.
we'll do a giveaway.
Yep.
We ain't gonna tell you what it is. It's gonna be a good one.
Join the club.
It's gonna be a good one.
Join the club.
We'll never know. I'm a sneakerhead.
Oh,
It could be per sneaker.
we should get sponsored by Blue Chew.
I do.
I think it's fine. We're married.
I want to do it. I want to try it.
I
too.
tried it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to do this one for the Patreon? You want to talk about this for the
All right,
Patreon?
let's talk about
All
Blue
right.
Chew on
Let's
Patreon.
talk about this.
All right.
All right, guys. Until next time.
See y'all.
Love you
See y'all
guys.
soon. Peace.
Yeah.